Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon, wherever this finds you, whenever this finds you. Today, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Jeff Talanian's very cool Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. This is the rare backwards cover edition. With me today are the stars of the night below of the Reavers of Thule campaign. I'll go through the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Guys, why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, we have Robert.
Yeah, I'm playing Reagan, a Runegraver who just reached 6th level, I believe, and looking forward to seeing what extra she can do.
Nice. Next up is Colin, a.k.a. Spoik Pit. Go.
Hello, I am playing Kane the Lion, Chimeri Celt fighter, 6th level, and interested to hear the next instalment following that kind of information dump that we stumbled upon. Kind of caught me a little bit by surprise. That really, we had the big build. You know, we'd had the big build up, and then
I keep you on your feet. Next up is Will. Just as you're taking a sip, sorry.
Yep. I'm Will. I'm playing a monk called Thing. He is a Steek monk, 6th level from 18th century Earth.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least is our player with the most PCs, Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Xanico, a cleric of the Great Feathered Serpent who guarantees the world the enemy of Furcus Shoed, making converts with his healing magic, even though he doesn't have any right now. He's gonna do some. I don't think he's gonna be very useful this session because I used my last spell last time, so down to shooting at things with the laser gun. That's about all I can do, boys.
All right. So, guys, last session saw some pretty incredible revelations for you guys. What happened last time?
We finally figured out how to get into the locked door that was befuddling us. Turns out the eggs were the key. Pardon the pun. And we got inside. We found 2 bodies, one desiccated, which turned out to be Furcus Shoed, and one not so desiccated, which turned out to be a woman who was probably not human. At least that's what the characters are figured out. They don't know exactly what she is. I might say android or something, but that probably would not be player character knowledge. And she told us a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it is eluding me right now. But basically, that they didn't. They were not friendly with each other. Although he was attempting to basically use her in some sort of experiments for immortality and probably transference of mind to something that would live forever, more or less. And her defense mechanisms basically turned him into what he is today. That's the summary that I remember. If others want to go into more detail.
Yeah, I mean, we kicked it off. Really, the discovery for opening the door was as a result of fighting all them like legion of robot guys. And we'd noticed they were an old tech, an older like a Mark 1 robot or something like that. And that was all in the workshop. That's the guys, the Steel Legionnaires.
Steel Legionnaires.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to. Oh, the only other thing I would add is that Shoed's body seemed to have been partially consumed by something as well too, burned or scorched, but there was no like burn marks on him. It was a mystery.
Yeah. What was that about?
And then
Did we not connect? Did we not connect that with the defense systems?
Yeah, we did.
Mhm.
Cassandali, the lady, who now exists in like an orb. Her mind somehow is in there.
That's right.
And Kane has been talking to her, and it sounds like she, rather than being created by the Great Feathered Serpent at the beginning of time, was created by the Atlantean, the Sky People, somehow. And Fergus Shude was interested in using whatever kind of twisted science they used to make himself immortal. And when he was messing with her, set off the defense mechanisms, as she put it, and that ate into his flesh, almost like burning, but without actual scorch marks. And then we sort of theorized that somehow that was also connected to his form now, because he has this sort of, the way she described it was a sort of smoke that eats at things. And that he and tasteless and smellless and all that sort of stuff. And so we kind of connected that to the fact that when he appears, he has this kind of smoky appearance, but he doesn't have any kind of, ash related smell. And that therefore he might actually not be kind of made out of real smoke, but made out of special funky smoke.
We also went into the bathroom of doom. We actually went into the bathroom of doom.
Kane
turned out that was a good idea.
It was the bathroom of doom.
Yeah.
The water serpent that tried to drown Kane. Should have known better.
And we
wholly unassociated with my serpent, says Zanika.
We left a little mystery in there as well, because there was a leak, wasn't there, under the bathtub or the basin, and we decided to leave it. So
the way the little mystery sounded like a euphemism for using the bathroom.
Exactly. Did an upper tanker. So then there was something else that she had mentioned as well too. Yeah, Special Funky Smoke is the name of my Parliamentary Funk cover band. Well played, Will. Oh, geez. When you get the hardware for it as well.
A little bit.
Yeah. There was something else that she had mentioned as well, that Cassandali had mentioned. Do you remember what that was?
She said a bunch of stuff, man.
Yeah, word.
Only one of them was important. It's weird.
Yeah.
What did she say? Because she was asking us all about Shude, because she didn't know what had become of him.
She talked about Unity, I think, was the name of some being that she doesn't like very much, because apparently Unity is bad. But maybe Unity, it's sort of unclear, but it sounds kind of like Unity might be like her, and not a regular person, but a somehow special created person. Although it was unclear exactly if that was with character knowledge, it sounds like Unity could also be like a computer program or something like that. Not necessarily but Zaniko's thinking, he doesn't really have a sense of computer programs beyond like weird spirits that exist in the machines. So he probably is considering that Unity, if Unity has a soul, it's the weird sort of soul that something like Cassandali has. It's been, forged in the fires of Atlantean science rather than created by the Great Feathered Serpent at the beginning of time to go through the eternal process of renewal.
It just trips off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's
we gotta. It's important to teach you guys the theology of the Great Feathered Serpent, so that when you get back to my people, you won't be so lost. You'll be like, oh, I get what's going on. We have these rituals about the Great Feathered Serpent, and I understand now. Now I'm part of the true church.
I'll consider my ignorance addressed.
But Sanico, the chances of you actually getting back to your people, given the given what happens with Arlen's characters. Oh wait, player knowledge.
Zanico's an optimist. Arlen might have a sense of, the doom that befalls Arlen's characters. But...
I think the character nearest death most recently was Reagan, wasn't it? Because that's
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
She's been near death a lot, actually.
Yes. All right, guys. So then we'll pick up with Kane still having that glowing green orb in his hand. I think we ended last session with the glowing green orb saying something smartass out of character. What do you guys wish to do now? Now, as a reminder, the room you were in is a metal-walled laboratory, sparsely furnished with air that is stale and musty. The long table on the north wall of the room contains the almost perfectly preserved corpse of a woman with bluish tracings and markings under her skin. The top portion of her skull has been cut away to reveal a dry, pale brain. On the floor, at the foot of the table, lies sprawled the withered body of a man, portions of his remains completely missing, as if burned away.
Yeah, and he had some stuff on him that was magical.
Oh, yes.
We looted because we don't like Furcus Shoot, so it's not like we're going to leave his body any magical shit.
Yep.
And there was an egg, one of the egg hive things over in this corner, but it looked different. It was like it was active, shimmering or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have we asked her about the eggs, and in particular that one?
I think we asked her a little bit about it, and she used a term that Kane didn't understand. But we can definitely ask her again if there's a way for her to explain what they are to us.
Yeah. Particularly the one that's up there, and whether it's a good idea to retrieve it.
Yeah, is there something we can do to stop Shoot by messing with the egg? Kane, you want to do the honors?
Well, I think I was asking her about the security system, and yeah, you're right. She said about explained it in words I didn't understand anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll perhaps backtrack a little bit and just sort of, I was going to say point, but there's not a lot of point. I'll describe. Perhaps you could help us. I wonder what's near where your remains are. Up in the corner of the room, there is this, it's metallic, isn't it? It's like a metallic cocoon thing. Or
was it metallic or plasticky?
Is it plastic?
I mean, we don't know what plastics are, but you know what I mean. Yeah, metallic. Okay.
No, it's definitely metallic, and it looks sort of like a cocoon or a beehive,
like a wasp nest thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I described this to her as there's this like metallic wasp nest. See, I don't even know if she'd know what a wasp was, but in the corner of the room where you lie, and there's a shimmering light about it. Could you perhaps explain what that is to us?
Maybe tell her that we have used some of those similar things before, and tell her about what they did, the kind of weird black smoky stuff that came out of them.
Didn't she explain that was the defense system? I'm sure she said that was.
I don't think she said that the black smoky stuff from the eggs was the defense system. I think she said it might have been like similar to it, but I think what she said was that the defense system triggered on her, and then she thought she sort of guided us to thinking that Shude might have access to that sort of defense system now. But I think she suggested that some of the smoky stuff is maybe related to it, but not the same kind of character.
All right. So what's happening with the globe now, Kev?
It's waiting. There's a soft glow to it with it still in your hand, a greenish kind of
And we're pretty sure she can't see anything through this globe.
It doesn't appear
She's
to be
given-
any features on it whatsoever. If it wasn't that the weight is off, you would think that it would be glass.
Yeah, right, okay. So I want to describe one of these cocoon things
Okay.
to her. Just so we keep finding these metallic nest-like, wasp nest-like artifacts, and this. It's not exactly smoke that comes out. It's like these little. Well, this cloud of this black cloud comes out of them. Could you do you know what these are? Could you explain to us what these are in terms that we might understand?
I'm uncertain.
Okay.
She hasn't seen them.
I was not conscious when brought here.
Maybe you could ask her about like smoke or cloud that unlocks doors, right? If she knows anything about how that functions, since that's how it functioned.
Yeah, I'll explain to her then that this device it opens doors, and there's these robot like soldiers, metallic soldiers that come to life in the presence of these artifacts. Is that also something that you have no experience of, or?
I have no direct experience with that, but it could be that Shood used, and there's a word she uses that you don't understand, to activate, and then there's another word that she says that you don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, ask her what the words mean in terms that we might understand.
So I'll try and repeat back the two words that she said.
Yep.
And I'll say I don't understand these words. Is there a different word, or could you explain? Could you break down those words into more simple language, perhaps?
I can try, but I am unfamiliar with your frame of reference, as you are mine.
Yes.
Tools. Do you understand tools?
Yes. Hand
Weapons.
tools. Yep. Basic edge weapons and smashing weapons, hammers, mallets, more hammers.
This. You pan over to a slate of like 16 hammers lined up against the wall. What she says is the objects. The device which I speak of is both a tool and a weapon, and neither.
Okay. Tool and a weapon and neither.
Does that help,
No.
Kane?
Kind of, I guess.
Your frame of reference is limited.
Yes, yeah. It certainly feels very limited at the moment.
The defense mechanism in my body is such a device.
I see. Do you say you wasn't conscious when you were brought here? What was the last thing you remember?
The last thing I recall is Shood. Shood incapacitating me.
Reagan's beginning to think, would you be able to recall your defense? Would you be able to control your defense mechanism if you were active again? If you were awake?
You hear nothing.
Well, okay, so she's, yeah, I guess she's trying to repeat that maybe so Kane would. She's thinking out loud, but what she does, she's looking at Kane as if he can ask her that.
I'll relay Reagan's message to her then.
What's your question?
If you were revived, if we were able to revive you, would you be able to take control of your security system?
I am uncertain if that is possible. The last recollections I have, I suffered catastrophic damage from Shude's apprehension or efforts at same.
Don't think we can do a lot for this.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so, but we might be able to get. So, Kane, I think you should ask her if this stuff is at least sort of like a tool and or a weapon. What is the thing that what is the tool for? Like in the way that a hammer is for, nails and a saw is for cutting things.
So these devices that are once tools and weapons, what is their purpose? How are they used?
The same as any tool. The purpose the worker chooses to put it to. You mentioned hammers. Hammers can be used to build, to destroy, or to kill.
And how the person wielding this power, this device, how do they control what it does? How do they get it to work to their ends?
Through a process that I fear may be beyond your comprehension.
Okay.
Like any tool, there is a mind that drives the hand.
So if the operator merely has to put their mind to the task that they wish done, and that is how it works?
Or the operator puts their mind to the minds of the tools.
Oh.
The tools and weapons are much more sophisticated than a hammer.
You don't want to go underestimating the simple hammer. It does have some cunning, hidden subtleties.
So
I will trust your expertise, Kane.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arlen, go ahead.
In my special vest that summons workman's tools, right? What I used it for today was some type of like gunsmith or gun realignment tools to fix Amar's radium pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I have any type of, if that sort of, I'm not entirely sure what I would have gotten with asking for that or thinking of that, but if it's any type of like crude diagnostic equipment, essentially, if we might be able to use any of that to see what's going on, to see like how these things function, like if there's a crystal that glows in the presence of energy or something like that, or I don't know what.
No,
what
so
I
the tools that you summon would have been the ones you're able to recognize at least would be closer to what like craftsman's tools would be. You know, it's just they're more advanced, they're more detailed and refined. They're different materials, but you recognize them as
more like a fancy wrench than like having a
precisely
Star Trek-y thing.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have like a
data
tricorder.
Quarter or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Data cord.
Although that might be useful for taking apart one of these things if we can figure out how to open it up. Or we could get new craftsman's tools tomorrow and see if we can take something apart.
What do you think it is taken apart?
Well, I'm thinking that the one that's live that seems to be right. Our suspicion, right, is that the one that has the shimmer on it is connected to Shoot. In which case, if we can, seems like even if we break it while taking it apart, that might be optimal solution in some level because you know,
cat with a mug on a table. Oops.
Yeah, you know. We don't really care if we break that one because that's Shoot's one versus the other ones we might be worried about breaking. But I'm not sure how to get it down or operate on it. So,
is that what you're thinking? Then are we thinking that might have Shoot's essence in it?
Yeah, I was thinking, or not even necessarily his essence, but that's like the home base for his smoke. Right, because that's sort of the way that these things have worked is that they seem to be like a container for a cloud or a smoke thing.
Yeah.
So if that's like where his smoke lives, if we can break it or figure out how to tinker with it, that might be something.
You know our buddy with the flies. He's somehow contained within some magical field. I wonder if that field is like can be entered.
Yeah.
Like could you get this egg thing and just like bomb it in there?
Yeah.
And let them sort it out amongst themselves kind of thing.
I saw Will doing this. It's like Kane will volunteer to take it in there with his friend, and they'll all merge together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Into a hammer shoe demon.
Well, so we haven't asked her. So we asked her about the tool element of these things, but we haven't really asked about the weapon. I wonder if there's a way to ask her if there is like in the way that a sort of type of weapons are often accompanied by like a type of armor. If there's some sort of armor that goes with this sort of weapon that would negate it. Because like, even if we end up fighting Shoot again, that would be pretty useful.
I'll ask about this then. So when this device is turned against something, is there a defense against it or an armor that is effective against this in its weapon form?
Yes. We have a saying of fighting fire with fire.
We also have that saying.
Ah.
And it's kind of a sort of a motto of mine, if I'm honest.
It just says cross out fire and put hammer.
Oh, that's interesting. See, there was me thinking we was worlds apart. You know, seems we have more in common than I at first realised.
The glowing green ball says yes.
I like to think so. And I'll relay that to my feathered friend.
Alexa, play Imagine. So,
what about this organisation or this? What was it? Infinity? What was it called again?
Unity.
Yeah. Could you tell us more about that? Is that a group, a tribe?
I am uncertain how long that it has been since Should affected my deactivation, Unity was intent on spreading their influence.
So like a powerful faction.
Or a post-rock
Like a-
band.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You may best think of it as a being like myself, but incalculably more powerful. Unity is also a sadist and a slaver.
When you were in your form that lies before us, were you always in that form, or could you journey outside of yourself?
I could not. That was my form.
Right.
Unity is unlike me, though, or as I was.
And unity is more widespread, or
If you think of your mind occupying your body, Unity does the same, though his mind is and would be unfathomable to your own understanding. And its body is much larger and vaster and can spread.
can it take different forms? Would it be hard to? We wouldn't necessarily recognize it if we saw it.
Your senses, if you are the same as Shud and the others who we found after the fall, then you would not see his form. You would his true essence. You would, though, likely see his shells.
Shells.
He is free to move and control many bodies.
Huh. So, maybe we're up against Unity and not up against Shud at all by the sounds of that.
Shud is as to Unity as a match would be to a conflagration.
So, one thing we have not asked at all about that is something that I wonder if she knows anything about is the various the sleepers and the denizens of Ling and all of those types. Part of what I'm wondering is if there's any, if she knows anything about that sort of thing, and if that type of information, because obviously Xanico doesn't know a whole lot about them, and not that the party knows a whole lot about them, but that type of aware, if she knows about them, she might be able to better explain some of the other stuff that is going on, because that suggests.
Here's one bit that Xanico certainly would know is it is a long standing superstition in your tribe. You don't go near the walls.
Yep.
The cliff walls, if you keep a healthy distance from those, because there are lethal, unnatural things that lurk near there.
Yeah.
That's
sort
where
of like if they're lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we came into this place, didn't we? We came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically down there in the, I think it was like the southeast, maybe.
Yeah, if we can here,
Yep.
just to give a sense, I think we've got. Where's the map?
Yeah, that's my recollection of it, down in the bottom corner.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Get rid of Kevinci in here. There we go.
But I was just thinking that she might know something about that, which might be useful to us in the future. But also, that type of thing is a little bit outside of what she may expect us to know about, and so she may be able to explain some of the kind of Atlantean stuff. Like if she knows about these weird Lovecraftian things that are out for blood all over everywhere, she may say like, "Oh yeah, Unity is a lot like that, except it's a robot." That sort of thing.
so I'll say to her, this place where your remains rest, and where we are now, and we see the desiccated remains of Shud. It's in this forested, lush forested region, surrounded by a big wall, and the people that dwell here are most cautious of this wall, because when they get close and they approach it, there are these unnatural but how did you just describe that, Kev? Like unnatural you didn't say weapons, did you?
Threats?
Yeah. So and bad things, unnatural things befall people that approach these walls. Do you know of this place?
No. We are.
Sorry.
We are aware that there were other travelers here. That is why we came. It was not our intent to come here. We were tricked.
You say these other travelers. What were these other travelers like? We've encountered some other travelers ourselves.
I know not. Though I know many would be unrecognizable as sentient species. They have very alien minds.
That doesn't really sound like the things we've encountered. I don't think. You described something called the Fall.
Yes.
Was that a descent to this place for you? And your kind?
Yes.
But you wasn't with Shud. Shud wasn't part of the Fall.
Shud was among our people.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Maybe ask her why Shud apprehended her.
Yeah, I'll ask that, yeah. So Shud apprehended you, took you against your will, and one thing led to another, and we're having this conversation. Why do you know why he did this? Why you? Why not another victim?
So, to this point, Cassandali has responded almost immediately, as if you're having a conversation, but there is a significant pause now. And she then answers, I am reluctant to say, Kane.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all right.
that's fair enough. I hope I didn't cause any offence.
The offense is not on your part. It is shame on mine for my decisions and actions when alive.
I see. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Well, what do you think, fellas? She's kind of cryptic.
Kind of cryptic. I wonder if there's a way we could ask about the kind of the shimmering that we've seen, the sort of ozone smell and all that sort of stuff, and ask if there's a way to interact with that, because we know that stuff is pretty dangerous. If she knows a way to interact with anything that is shimmering the way that this this one cocoon is safely.
If you guys are reflecting on the language that she's using, do you recall her referencing dying or being alive at any other point?
That's of course I wasn't here last time, but for this part. But that was the first thing I thought of when she said that, when she was alive.
Well, I think she said in other form every other time that she made it sound like she's, still alive. She's just in this different shape now.
I mean, I could ask her what does she consider herself? Okay, so I'll just say to her, you've never mentioned being alive or dead. Even now, you just talk about moving from one place to another. Did you consider? Why is that? Do you consider yourself in a different way? Do you live or die or none of the above?
I lived, and I am dead. What you speak to, Kane, is not truly me. I am and she says a word you don't quite understand. A picture, frozen, of how I was at one point.
It's quite a clever little trick.
Malo here. We talk about eidolons and simulacra.
Yeah.
I have only now to reflect on the life I did lead. And I am ashamed of some choices.
What do you see for your future?
I have none, Kane.
Okay.
This is not a natural state for my kind. We, as I understand your folk to, die. Should.
So we're communicating with your memories.
Yes.
Basically.
Should, before he died, Should must have discovered a means for capturing me. This, and he says a word you don't understand, this picture.
Could Kane? Why don't you ask if Shude could do whatever process created a picture of her and put it in this? If he could do that same process to himself.
Yeah. This picture, this process of making a picture of a living person and storing it in something like this glass ball or a similar device. Could Shude have done that, do you think, for himself?
Should was flesh and blood. This device, from what I can gather, is a cage for the minds of my kind. Your minds, his mind, would work differently. If Shude survives, it is most likely in a form his choosing. Had he been prepared for whatever apotheosis he intended, he would have completed that before he killed me. What he sought from me was knowledge.
Sounds like she's sad about what's going on.
Very.
I think there's a request for me to open the door.
So what do you guys make of that?
All right. So Zaniko, our friend is gone.
Yeah. And what we've got is sort of a picture of her memories at one time.
Just we're able to ask it questions.
Yeah. I don't think we've asked her about Cavavinci and the demon at all. Might be useful to get her opinion on that.
Although she may not know. She doesn't know anything about the eggs.
Yeah, she may not know, but she might have some idea about like what Ferkashud might have needed a demon for, though.
Sure.
If she had some idea about what his intentions were.
And she did say she was kind of embarrassed by what her choices and one thing and another. So she may even have something to do with it.
Sure.
Well, we can do our best to be respectful and non-judgmental and all that.
Some a little bit of demons, killed some kids. I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah, all in a day's work for an android.
Exactly.
It's different for them.
Some days I have one too many donuts, and some days you summon a genocidal demon. I mean, we all learn from our mistakes in different ways. So what do you ask her?
It would appear we've discovered that Shude was perhaps consorting with demons or studying demons. I don't know if demons are something that you understand or have knowledge of. Do you know what I'm talking about?
They are beings of the occult.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have no understanding of such things.
So then you wouldn't be aware that Shude was involved in such
Not
things.
aware, but not surprised.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Maybe ask why, if she could think of why he might want to summon one.
Yeah. So you're not surprised. Can you do you have some reasoning as to why you're not surprised, and perhaps why Shude would wish to pursue such investigations?
The fall was a cataclysm for our kind. Both mine and the living beings like Shude. Those who survived were pushed to extremes. Shude may have followed darker paths from which our kind turned millennia ago.
If you had to explain your kind to someone with limited understanding of the sort of things that you're talking about, you know, I've explained. I understand hammers, edge weapons, simple tools, things like this, wood, stone, leather, materials like this, natural materials. Talking to me, somebody like that, how would you describe yourself?
I was a living being. To your eyes, when I lived, you would not have known me from any other of humankind.
Okay. There's no way Kane understands that, is there? You know.
Well, I mean, what you are familiar with. Let me double check one thing.
I mean, see, I'd ask if she had parents and all that, but clearly,
Ask if her soul was maged in the beginning of time by the Great Feathered Serpent.
Interesting. There's no doppelgangers in Ash.
Mm.
I was trying to think of whether there was a context for shapeshifters.
Yeah.
You know, or other things that would impersonate. I mean, demons, you think could impersonate.
What about changelings and fae stuff? Like,
I don't think there's much in the way of fae at all in Ash.
Yeah.
At least not in Hyperborea, at least.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of the stuff we've seen. We do know about, like, that, or Kane at least knows about, like, the intelligence of, like, the sleepers, and they don't look human at all, right? They have a very alien intelligence, but they're, you know, clearly they're intelligent beings.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of, we know about, like, serpent men, at least from carvings and rumors and stuff like that. So we sort of know about, like, other sentient beings that don't look like humans. So this sounds like this is just a sort of other sentient being that looks exactly like human.
Yeah.
I suppose the difficulty was I was just trying to figure out if I could reasonably ask if she had parents, like, or was she, fabricated? But it seems to me that it sort of seems to me that. I don't know,
Yeah, were you born from an egg or what?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
even like looking around at what you guys have, the markings on her skin, like we would understand it as looking like circuitry, right?
Yeah.
But you've seen enough of that stuff in this place. Zaniko has seen that, especially for those not degenerate, but those tribes that throw themselves in with the sky people, with the devices.
Tattoo, that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Like if you think of like techno shamans and, kind of the ones that fuse, think how easily you guys were able to access ray guns here. Imagine what other types of devices they would have been able to scavenge and then repurpose and whatnot. Zaniko would recognize the markings as like, this is the heart and other living, stuff that's inside of the devices of the sky peoples. Mm-hmm. So you would be able to recognize that though she looks human, I mean, like at a glance, she looks very, very similar to what a living being would be. There's also the distinctive markings on her flesh, and from what she's described, that mark her as a very sophisticated device.
Yeah. So, you came to life, or you were given life?
I was created
by another life form.
Yes, by Shude's kind.
Okay, I see.
And when she says you, she means the form she's currently in the body, or what's in the orb. Well, so
when she was alive, because she considers herself dead now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, okay, got it.
So, okay, right. That's quite advanced.
So maybe we should ask if Shude's kind can create more like her still after the cataclysm.
Okay, so after the cataclysm, were you the last of your kind, or were your creators able to make or create more of your kind?
So there's once again an unusual pause.
Huh.
And then she says, there were, in kind of a halting way, many of my kind that survived the fall.
And do you know of their fate?
Again, a pause.
Okay, so she may have...
Many of my kind survived the fall.
Okay, so she's repeating herself.
Yeah. Well, but that tells us something, right? She may not want to tell us about what she...
You're looking at a green glowing ball, but if this was a person you were speaking to, she almost seems to be holding back something.
Yeah. Was it a bit glitchy, like a little loop in the...
No. It's like it speaks to the like she speaks in an unusual cadence from what you guys understand, and like that could just be a function of the whatever process dumped her personality memory into this thing, or maybe that's how she always talks. But the like the way that she... So, since you brought up the her past, or that she started talking about that's when the conversation seems to have been more a matter of someone who is talking around something. There's been no change in her demeanor, though, as it were. She's not angry with you. She's not.
She's not emotional.
Yes.
She's not, though. The pauses. There's no change in inflection in her tone, for sure. Like, she's not raising her voice or whatnot. But there is a, you would guess would be a considered pause, as someone who might be choosing their language.
Yeah. So Kane's reading it as a kind of, there's something not quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also, not to kind of derail this train of thought, we haven't actually tried anybody else speaking to her with the orb in hand. That might be useful information to do at some point too. Not, like I said, not to derail this, because I think this is a good line of questioning. But we should probably try that.
This is the most thinking that Kane has done in a long time, if not ever. So, he's happily looking around, holding out the globe. If Xanako's voicing that, Kane will immediately sort of go, "Yep, be my guest. Have a try there, Zanako." Yeah, she's quite helpful. It's quite helpful.
So, looking at that piece of Sky People tech, how does that work with Xanako's people's beliefs about that technology?
Yeah, so Xanako's people generally try to stay away from the Sky People stuff, but I think that is less kind of rampant superstition and more like a healthy understanding of the danger that a lot of this stuff represents.
Yeah. So one of the things that you would definitely know is, like, there's always more to this stuff than what is at a glance. Yeah. There's always going to be something else that is going on, and it's that unforeseen thing. There are strange, bizarre diseases. People will bring things back, and then entire villages are wiped out by some kind of strange thing that very much like the etching that's on her face. Very similar to that. Someone will bring something back from one of the ruins, and everyone will be found dead with those kinds of markings on their flesh.
Yeah. So he's definitely got a real healthy respect for what's going on. At the same time, Zanako, I think, has a lot of sympathy for this being.
Yep.
Right? Because there's a complex and likely a history of suffering that this woman seems to have gone through.
Here's something I want Zanako to consider as well too. This thing that Kane has in his hands, it was described as a device, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not her. It's not a natural extension of her body. Yeah. What function have you seen the device do thus far?
It communicates.
Yeah.
Who does it communicate with?
Currently with Kane.
He's holding it.
Whoever's holding it.
So that was what I was suggesting, is that we could pass it around and see if everybody can communicate with her by holding it, or if it's bonded with Kane somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the other kinds of Sky People tech and whatnot that you've encountered, and the things that you have seen in the Smoking Tower here, how would you characterize her willingness to answer your questions?
It's much more willing than anything else has been. Right? Fergus Shute hasn't even talked to us, and I tried to talk to him once, and he just tried to fireball me.
Yeah.
Everything else seems to have been, if it has an intelligence like this, it hasn't responded to anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff, it seems like kind of questionable whether it has that sort of intelligence, but a lot of it, if could, certainly, like the Robotitons, they didn't seem to use any language or anything like that, but they certainly could be smarter than we realized and just, bashy against us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of, and that sort of ties in, it seems like, with the kind of history that she, if she wasn't on Shude's side, or however we want to describe it, that she's, I mean, we were really clear that Shude was our enemy eventually, and Kane was, basically said like, yeah, we're trying to deal with Furcus Shude, and she was like, oh, good, because I want him gone too, or something like that.
There's another word that she used to describe this device from her perspective.
Uh-huh.
What was that?
A picture? The picture? That description?
That's what she described herself as, but not the device.
Oh, okay.
What did she describe the device as?
Can't remember.
I know she's used a couple of words that we don't understand, but a cage.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a cage.
Yeah, she talked about a cage. Well, let's try.
She also said she didn't want to get out because she was gone. She wasn't no more.
Yeah. Well, let's try, Kane, if you want to hand me the orb, and I'll try talking to her, and we'll at least see if that works.
Okay.
Yeah, there. Catch.
Okay.
Got a hand instead of a pass.
Go long.
So the you pass it over, and there's a brief period where the light kind of flickers, and then it is in your hand now, Zaniko, and it's got a slight warmth to it. Not uncomfortable.
So I will say, hello, Cassandali. My name is Zaniko. I've been in the room the whole time, so I've been able to hear the conversation, and we're trying to see if you can communicate with any of us or with Kane.
Hello, Zaniko. I am Cassandali.
If I'd have known that had worked, I'd have passed this to you about 2 hours ago.
Well, that's convenient. Thanks for responding.
Kev's been having a whale of a time.
We've also got Reagan and Amar. Yeah, Kane and Reagan and Amar are on the conference call, but you can't hear them right now.
How big is the sword? Could we all put one hand on it?
Yeah, I wonder if we could if like Zaniko could hold it out and have Reagan just sort of like lay a finger on it, and if that would be enough. You want to try that?
Sure. Yeah, she does that. She puts a finger out on it, or
put the finger on it, and the light goes out.
Completely. Interesting. Okay, so one at a time.
All right. Let me hand you the orb, Reagan, and see if you can.
No. Okay. Well, I don't think I have any questions at the moment. But
that's okay. You can just say who you are and be polite.
Yeah. I take the orb by myself.
Okay. The light goes up.
And hello. I'm Reagan, and I'm a friend of Kane and Zaniko, who you just talked to.
Hello, Reagan. I am Cassandali.
Good to meet you, Cassandali. And I think we're going to introduce you to another person who's here named Amar, unless he doesn't want to introduce himself. And I'll pass it over to Amar.
Okay, so Amar holds this orb in his hands.
Guys, I'm getting a lot of background noise from somebody here.
Oh, that's probably me because my son is making noise. Let me mute my son.
Go, awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So does it light up when I hold it?
Yep, absolutely, and it feels just as I described, warm in your palm. Not uncomfortable, but
when we the light is there a color to the light?
Same greenish hue that comes from inside. Not enough to. It's really just enough to see lights within. All the lights are on in the structure now too, so it's difficult to see how bright it would be.
Right. Okay. Greetings. I am Amar, friend of Cain, Xanico, and Reagan.
Hello, Amar. I am Cassandali.
Okay. You want it back, Xanico?
Sure. I can be the talker for a little bit.
Yeah, you
Okay.
be the talk.
Is it proof back in your hands?
All right. Hi, Cassandali. It's Xanico again.
Hello, Xanico. I am Cassandali.
So we wanted to do a couple of things. One thing, we're all speaking common, right? That's what Cain spoke common to it, and at first it responded in a language he didn't understand, and then she kind of worked it out. So I want to try speaking to her in my kind of local language, and I'm gonna say like, "Hey, if I would like to try communicating with you in my language, just to see if that will work, to see kind of what's going on."
So she says in your native tongue, I am conversant in the languages of the people of all the Seven Rivers region.
Oh, that's very convenient. Okay, and then I'll switch back to common, so that everybody can understand our conversation. And then what else? What else do we want to know? Cassandali, one of the eggs or wasp nests, as Cain described them, we found several of them that excrete this smoky stuff, but we found another one, and this one has a sort of shimmering glow to it. Do you know what that might be?
I am sorry, Xanico. I don't know what devices you are describing.
Okay. What about there was like a big, like a crystal with energy on it over here, right? In if I walk over to in this room, right in here, and it's powered down now basically, but it was going at one point.
Yep.
So I'm gonna ask her about that. I'm gonna describe the object. Like there's this sort of odd, kind of like a crystalline structure. Seems to have some sort of lightning playing over the surface, and it's not going anymore. Do you know anything about that?
That may have been a power source.
Okay. Kind of like the one in a Mars radium gun, right?
I'm not sure I'm not sure she can answer that. Like you're.
Yeah, I'm not really asking. I'm trying to
yeah.
sort of put two together for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll sort of say, yeah. So we've got we found a couple of things that seem to depend on some level of energy or spirit essence somehow. There's these hammers that some of them can shock and some of them can heat when you press the button. And there's these guns that shoot bolts of bright light. Are all those the same? They're all weapons, clearly.
They are the implements of war used by my people and my creators.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't we decide she was the most advanced version of all the things that they made? So, like we've seen, like the Mark 1, the Mark 2 robot.
We sort of decided. We definitely decided that like the Steel Legionaries were an earlier version of the Robotitons.
Well, the Steel Legionaries seem to be made of different materials than what the Robotitons were. Right, the Robotitons definitely, like, even looking at the level of craftsmanship between those two, which of the two would you say requires a more advanced or precise craftsman?
Yeah. Did we decide that we felt they were totally different creators then? Did we decide that? Or was this just not a kind of like they've gone through an iterative design process that's led to her? Started with some sort of janky thing way back.
Well, but we think, right, Firkus Shu didn't make her. It sounds like his people did.
His people did.
But so I will ask her, because Kane mentioned that we found you in a tower in this region. Is it possible? Do you know anything about this tower? Or I guess it might not have been here when you were alive, so you might not know too much about it.
I know that Shud fled and was undertaking his own studies. The fall affected many of his kind in different ways, and she kind of trails off.
And some of your kind too, it sounds like. You don't have to answer. It's okay. It's okay if that. I don't mean to bring up painful memories. So you've been very helpful to us, Casanel.
There's a pause, and then what she says is, some of my kind fell victim to a different sort of catastrophe.
Yeah. Well, I know we just met, but we're all sorry for the sort of stuff it sounds like you've been through.
Thank you, Zaniko. I am sorry I died too.
Yeah. I would be sorry if I died. Is it so? Did the Sky people, Firkashut's people, have outposts in this land before the cataclysm?
No. We were travelers. The fall, was not our intended destination.
Do you think we need to know what she's ashamed of, or do you think that's something we can just leave?
I'd like to know.
Yeah,
it seems like I don't know if there's a good way to. I don't want to ask her directly.
Yeah,
about
you kind
it,
of
but I do want.
Feel like a bit of an arsehole asking. You know what I mean? It's sort of.
I kind of would like to know, because especially it seems like it might be connected to why her with Firkashud's capture and all that sort of stuff. That Firkashud, right? Sounds like Firkashud, and I guess I'm saying this while I'm holding the orb so she can listen in if she wants to, hypothetically. But I will just sort of say it sounds like Firkashud, but I'm speaking to Kane. Holding the orb, so she can listen in. But I'll say it sounds like something about her was special to Firkashud, and that's why he wanted her, and that might be related to something that she hasn't told us about yet.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you willing to tell us about that?
If you ask, I am compelled to answer.
Oh.
Okay, wow.
Do you want to answer? If that is something that you have a concept of?
I do not.
Yeah. She is dead, though. She is dead, and she has said she's dead.
She is dead, but it's a little.
It's a bit iffy. It's still a memory, and it's still like kind of
Yeah.
disrespectful of a memory kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and ultimately, I think, right, Xanako's perspective is that this is a being who has suffered a lot. We know about
Are we the
stuff
same guys that were just like mangling stuff before? Are we like, are we not the hardened killers that I thought we were?
Well, Xanako's not nearly as much of a hardened killer as you guys.
No, true.
You're the hardened killer.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
No, I think
You're that guy. Like, what was it? Amos from the Expanse goes, I am that guy.
Now we got a conscience,
But it's not trying to kill us. That's the problem. Everything that we kill is trying to kill us.
Yeah, it is pretty much self-defense.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, them sons of anarchy that come to our keep.
Yeah. All right. I will say, Cassandali, we every time we have seen what remains of Firkus Shud, he has attacked us, and therefore it seems that we need to defeat him somehow. If you have any information about that, or that might help us, we would love to hear it, but we don't want to force you to relive something that you're not interested in sharing with us.
I am compelled, and I am not alive.
Yeah, I know, but we may have a difference of opinion over what's okay and what's not with a dead person.
I know nothing further of what has become of Shud since my death. You and your companions are the first I have spoken to since Shud activated this device.
Mm-hmm. And Shud doesn't talk to you?
Shud has died.
Yeah.
So
Shud's something about Shud seems to remain even though he's died. That's sort of what we've
perhaps it is a picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A picture like what you are.
Indeed. A facsimile, but not the whole.
Yeah. All right.
See, Zanako, she's embarrassed. She's ashamed of something she's done, but perhaps she views it as shameful, but we might not. She's been created by these people. Perhaps she went against them in a way that she was told was not acceptable. So maybe it's not like maybe it's not really shameful. It's just
I think to Amar's question, we've talked about that a little bit, and she seems every time to have said that she doesn't know what he's like now, basically, kind of like what I just asked about, that he's died, and so and whatever has happened since she doesn't know about. So
that's what made me think about that. Is because
but it does seem like if there was a way to effectively describe what he is, there might be a way. So I'm going to go into, so I'll say Cassandali, whenever we have encountered Shud, he seems to be a being made out of tasteless, smellless, flavorless smoke, but he still has the ability to work arcane magics and sorceries, and he seems to have a personality because he gets angry at certain things, and he doesn't like certain things, it seems. Do you know anything about what he might be now based on that information?
No. Though what you have described seems as if the weapons and tools, the kind used, or the type used by his kind. Though I know not how such a thing could occur.
Would such a thing be possible for, or perhaps depend on making a pact with the demon? We talked about demons before, but we found one down here.
I would not know, but it was known that Shud extended his research into areas unapproved by his kind. Shud was a renegade.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Why don't we do this, guys? I see we're at our mid-session thing.
yeah.
Well, why don't we take our mid-session break right now? Take a moment to step away, think about what you might next questions you might want to ask. And
Decompress.
not at all. This is sort of strictly old man bladder that is requires some attention right now. So we'll be back for those listening home momentarily. Okay, let's check my chat here. Hello, everybody. Happy weekend. What's this? Good day to you too. Matt, what's going on? Drive by a comment. Keep being awesome. Us, thank you very much, Matt. You too. Right back at you. Brian, what's going on? Good morning. Crisp morning in the park. Well, hopefully it's it's right. It's a fall, isn't it? It's daylight savings this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ugh. Do not care for it. Well, let's see what's going on.
It's the one I don't like. The falling back is not too bad. It usually is okay. It helps.
Yeah.
But
oh, nice, Ed. What's going on? So Ed's painting while he's listening to the show. That's awesome. It would be funny if you dropped it. Yeah, agreed. It's yes. That's so cool. And Fred, good morning to you too. Okay, guys. So, we're just waiting for Robert to get back. Awesome. Okay. Oh, that is still very warm. Dana. All right. Oh, Colin's restarting here. Oh, did we lose Colin?
Well, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay, cool. So I see your camera is just refreshing in Roll20.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's up on mine.
So we further to what this is what you said a few months ago, I think, about the games from Osprey. We have really taken to Jackals now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a really freaking cool game.
All right. Mm-hmm. How many sessions you played now?
2 so far. We did 2 character creation sessions, and we've had 2 very short kind of sessions of violence as well, too. But
so unlike a role-playing game.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you're muted, Arlen.
I was going to make a joke about Sessions of Violence as my band name, and then I was muted.
And you ruined that comic time in there.
Yep.
It's not the same when you have to explain the joke.
It's
again not. Because you was muted. Yeah. So I had this really funny joke, but I was muted. So I'll just take you through it.
All right. Okay, guys. So then, the orb, Cassandali's orb, is currently in Zaniko's hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I was thinking like, we're standing around this orb like it's fixed to the ground. We could theoretically just stick it in a bag and just walk on, and then when we got a question, we could just whip it out and have the chat with her, and she can translate stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess my question is, what would we do instead of talking to her here?
Yeah. Well,
right.
Well, there's that thing in the corner of the room. That was all.
Yeah.
You're quite right, of course, but yeah. I'm just thinking. Kane's got this kind of, he's probably shuffling about now. He's probably pacing up and down and like
yeah.
Well, another. He's thinking that he's looking. You probably know him well enough to think that he's gonna do something decisive, and that might be
hammer involved.
No,
shocking.
He might ask some tough questions to the ball.
Yeah.
So he's thinking that Zaniko might be a bit polite, and the other guys are probably quite
shines
polite.
A light on the ball, puts it on the table. Listen up, you.
Just for he hates to do it, but sometimes being the lion, you got to step up when you're the lion sometimes, and you got to do things you don't want to do.
Another thing, so we saw up top that there was one of the big, the kaiju moving sort of in this direction. We haven't seen any kind of real sign of that yet, other than seeing the image. But one of the things your kind of comment made me think, Kane, that like we sort of talked at one point about how we could just leave this place. And I guess what I'm wondering is, what is there more to get from the Atlantean Tower? Right? It would be nice to deal with Furcus Shoot.
For the two spellcasters, I will say that there was that entire library of research and spells and whatnot on the first level.
Yeah. So they would probably like to look at that some. But we could, but we don't really know what they would be looking for.
It's not going anywhere either, is it?
It's the equivalent of like the parents picking up comic books for you when you're sick. You know, awesome, Richie Rich. Thanks.
What's Jughead up to this time?
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm just saying is that, like, to be honest, I don't know how much more we're gonna get out of this tower aside from the spell library for the casters. Well, it seems like we've kind of, I mean, it would be nice to kind of deal once and for all with Furcus Shoot, and probably it would be good to not leave Cavavincian here hanging out waiting for somebody to release him. But aside from that, I don't know.
Some idiot.
Yeah.
Some fool would do that.
Looks at Kane. But aside from that, I guess I don't know what else we're kind of operating. We sort of explored the tower for a while, but I don't know what we want to do necessarily next, and we might want to think about that.
And to be honest, if it's not really Furcus Shoot, like Reagan would have been concerned about leaving that thing here if it was actually
him.
Something, him. But if it's just basically a picture and it's probably just going through the motions effectively, doesn't have any big plans anymore, I don't think.
Well, we shut down, seems like, most of the stuff here, right? They're not building more Robotitons because we destroyed the Robotitons that were building the other Robotitons.
Yeah.
The stuff at the top, the big, what were the like cylinders that were doing something. Omar shot them with his ray gun.
Yeah.
A lot of the lights turned off. I guess I don't know.
What about Maggot Guy? Maggot Guy was at large, isn't he?
Maggot Guy is still at large, yeah.
Yeah. But not in here, I don't think.
No, we've unleashed him on the world.
Yeah. So from Reagan's perspective, it's like the only true thing in here that we would have to deal with that could hurt other people would be the demon Cavavincian.
We have got this last cocoon up in the corner with the glowy.
Yeah, I almost think that's part of me wonders if it's doing that because Furcus Shoot is there.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? It's like he's charging up, ready to come and throw some crap at us.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, has he been listening this whole time?
Yeah, that's what.
Do I care? Because he's just.
Where's the egg kind of situated over here? It's on the wall, right?
Like kind of the top corner.
Yeah,
right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she would know now that she knows that the stuff that surrounds him is like the stuff that was in the other eggs. It's like, well, okay. There's no reason why he could not. He couldn't be in it right now himself.
I'm gonna head over for a closer look at that thing up in the corner there with the shiny on it, the shiny light. That's drawing me to that. I'm like a moth drawn to the flame there, Kev.
Usually works
Mission
out well for the
accomplished, Musa.
Yeah.
The score thus far: moths 0, flame 65 million.
Like a
I got a good feeling about this season, man. We got some real strong.
Eventually, evolution's got to take over. We're going to create a flame-resistant one.
All right. So then, Kane, you make your way over to the to where the thing is, the glowing nest, I guess. What do you do? It's probably the ceilings in here, I think, are still 10 feet tall. Let's see here. How tall are the ceilings in here? It says, none of your business, Madison. Weird.
We need, well, it's too tall for me to reach currently, so we're going to need the handy dandy catch-all desk type of construction.
Yeah.
Ye olde desk of
Chekhov's desk.
Oh, yes.
It's back, baby. All right, so you can easily hop up on the desk and get yourself up closer to this thing. It's not making any sounds, but the pulsing lights give it the illusion of that almost. The rhythmic kind of like.
I'm going to look around at my companions to see what they're doing at this point as I'm shuffling through my bag of hammers.
Well, Zaniko still is the one, I think, who still has Cassandali's orb in his hands.
Reagan's splitting her attention between. There's a vent in this room, right? So
there is.
So she would have been keeping an eye on that, although now her attention is more focused on what the big guy with all the hammers is about to do. Well, she hasn't said anything.
He has that effect on people.
Kane, what you doing?
Just getting a closer look at this thing. Is it near a vent? Is it near a vent, Kev, this one?
It is, actually.
This is kind of near a vent there. And I'm wondering if our man might be in here. And then shuffle, looking for the hammer that flattens buildings. I need the building flattening hammer out.
Maybe we want to do that outside?
I don't know. It seems, this building's pretty sturdy. And probably if I got this thing down on the ground and then hit it, it'd probably be fine.
We'll be falling for a very long time.
The ground seems pretty solid.
Annis is high.
Does Anna think this is a good idea? She's growling.
She's growling at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I could just whack it where it is in situ.
Mm-hmm. Take out the wall.
This is a subterranean structure. Just
yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe we try instead of one of the building destroying hammer. Maybe we try the hammers that seem to have lightning on them, because Shu didn't like lightning when Iphigenia blasted him with it. That might be a thing to try instead as like a starting point, so that the structure doesn't fall down around our ears at least.
Oh, you mean half measures?
I'm just describing a little bit of prudence, in our actions.
Kane has yet to make use of that feature of the hammer too.
I am
53
yet to make use.
Sessions, I think.
No, it's
53. Well, but we got it on like session 2 or 3, so 50 something. Way back when, didn't we find it in?
I don't know how long I can sort of like hold off of using it. Sort of. It's getting unbearable at this point.
All right, I don't have a lot of better ideas than smacking the thing. Does anybody else have a better idea than smacking the thing?
I don't.
See, the thing is, if we mess about with it, I just got visions of it coming to life and causing a load of grief.
Anna thinks it's a terrific idea.
She's cracking me up.
I mean, she's got her head jammed through my legs and is looking up at me with a ball and just growling at me.
Take the ball, I dare you.
All right, go to your beanbag chair. Go on. Jeez. Hi, monkey. All right.
Maybe she's saying throw the egg.
Yeah.
I'm okay with hitting it with hammers. I'm still not sure I'm okay with hitting it with the big hammer.
I mean, you could go and. I mean, I won't think any less of you if you went and stood outside the room. I mean, there'd be no mention of cowardice. You know, it might even be prudent. You know, that might even be prudent. But I feel like if we're going to hit this thing, we need to hit it hard, or not hit it at all. And I'm not really about grabbing it down, unless someone wants to grab it down. I feel. I don't feel I want to just be grabbing onto it.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of grabbing onto it either.
No, none of the other ones have glowed. Shoed is conspicuous by his absence, and this is glowing. Unless there's any major objections.
I don't know. Will's been pretty quiet. What do you think, buddy?
You know, I'm torn. You know, I understand, yeah, you want to get it down for sure, but I'm like, you know, if you hit it with a hammer, it breaks. And then what good is it? But then again, you know, we don't know how, because we've never seen one like this, so we don't know how, if it would remove from the wall differently than the others. Like if it would be more difficult, like you would have to use something to pry it loose.
Yeah, I
So
think
like I
we've
said,
only
you know,
seen ones that have like been on the ground so far, right?
One of them I know was attached because it was like the first one we found in that like closeted area. I think that was like the very first one we found.
But like the one in the bug room, right?
Mhm.
It was just on the ground.
Right, it was on the ground.
And the one that Worm Guy summoned himself up around was on the ground. And
But like I said, you know, this one's different from those.
yeah.
I don't have a good answer.
So, in the absence of an alternative, we could do nothing. We could do nothing. That wouldn't worsen the situation. Probably wouldn't worsen the situation. Although I am concerned that delaying Shoed might be getting his power back.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
If
Go ahead.
We've been everywhere else, and this seems like the only place where perhaps he could be restoring himself. It might be a bit of a stretch. That might be a bit of a stretch, but these things do seem to be quite powerful, and they seem to make things happen. So,
Do we still have the other three?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has anyone tried to take one?
We got 4 of them.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be a 5th one. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the 5th one.
Okay. Have we tried taking one of those and moving it closer to that one?
We have not.
We have not tried that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All
right. Reagan will take one of the normal egg. Actually, she'll take both we have a small and a large egg, right?
Yeah,
basically, those are the 2 different sizes. Yeah. So she'll take one of each, and she'll go over to it. And she starts with a small egg, and she slowly brings it closer with the intent to eventually have them touched.
Okay. So go ahead and
move
your stuff. You can go ahead and move your token.
Yep. Sorry.
I'm just going to do some loosening up stretches whilst.
Yeah. I've been completely theater of the mind. I didn't count the.
He's got like 5 hammers together. Okay. So, Reagan, you actually get to about there.
Okay.
When what suddenly happens is, and Kane, you're standing right in front of it, there's a puff of grayish smoke.
Motherfucker.
And what manifests
Yes.
is this screaming and crying. Kane, I need a let me think here.
Point of astonishing fortune.
So it's an avoidance save If you want to spend a point of astonishing fortune, you automatically succeed in it as you throw yourself away. Whoop, no, that just moved him.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
down from there.
I'll roll the dice.
And you can see, you're going to roll it. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know why I'm even bothering to roll the dice. I'm just going to roll the dice here.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm all right. Well, I do think somebody asked.
All right. So then what happens is you are going to take half. I'll roll in chat. You'll take half of this damage. So that would be 11 points of damage on a successful save. So you take 23. If you spend the Astonishing Fortune, it means you're taking 11.
Uh-huh.
I'll spend that.
Okay, so you're...
Since I've been fitted up.
What it feels like, honestly, is it's as if your flesh is being flensed away by tiny, scourges.
Okay.
As you throw yourself down. Guys, let's roll initiative.
Crap.
All right, so let's see here. I think, Will, you weren't here last time, so let's start with Will rolling initiative. Everyone put in what you're going to do with your round. None of you guys are going to have to roll for surprise at all, because I think you all expected shit to go sideways.
That is definitely a large sigh.
Yes. I hate this thing.
Okay.
Do I get magic?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hitting it.
What are we waiting for here? Oh, yeah, for King.
I'll give you 3 guesses, Kev.
Hammer.
Taking up macrame? Are you... No? Okay.
No, that's then, 2 guesses left.
Will, would you kindly beat my 3?
All right.
There you go. Oh. So, on melee, what this swirling vortex screams out is leave. As it goes onto you again, Kane, I need another avoidance save, please.
Oof.
Okay.
Astonishing Fortune.
It's that or die.
Yeah.
So you take 12 points of damage this time.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on your square. I'm just not going to, I'll put it on the bottom. Ooh, to back. There we go. All right, then it is our hero. So Kane, you and Reagan are both up first. What are you doing?
Going down in a blaze of glory.
You guys remember how effective melee attacks were against it before, right? We've been playing this over the span of months in this tower.
Yeah.
Your characters have all been here. It's a matter of a couple of days. So you'll remember how ineffective that many of those attacks were.
The only person who had big effects on it was Iphigenia.
That was before you guys got your guns.
We've shot it with the laser guns and it didn't have an effect.
I know my
You shot it with the radium gun.
No, we shot it. Kane shot it with a laser gun upstairs, and it didn't have an effect.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll shoot with
it was 3 shots, so Kane was like, "Oh, I'll just use this instead of my hammer because it's more damage," and it didn't have an effect last time. But I think that's still a good idea. See if it has an effect this time, or maybe try to shoot the egg, see if that works.
Well, but we said that the electric war hammers worked, right? Did a pretty good job.
Well,
so
do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do, because I feel like this thing's come out, got up in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the hammer out that was going to smash up the wall hammer. I'm just going to hit the damn egg thing with the smash up the wall hammer. Because I was halfway to doing that anyway.
Yeah.
And I reckon I probably would, just like retcon it, you know, just go a couple of frames back, I reckon I'd have just instinctively just smashed the thing.
Sure.
And it was all a swirling melee kind of like, wow, motherfucker, what I listened to that geezer and douche. It just
which geezer are we talking about? I mean, we are all old because somebody keeps hasting us, but
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Hold on here.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, Reagan was planning on using the electric warhammer on it, so remembering that electricity at least seemed to have some effect on it.
Okay, hold on here.
It's just because it's in my hand. I feel like it just if that smoke started coming out, the first thing I'd do would just be like, but no, fuck, whoosh.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, what I think you had instinctively thrown yourself down because of the you know, it's the when things get hot, you get away from it. But then as soon as it got onto you, it makes sense you would leap out of it and jump up. So
try and get away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to narrate what I'm doing with that astonishing fortune and everything as well, and I so.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just reading the items thing here. Okay.
So if anybody's watching this on the stream, you might need to make a few preparations. Get yourself a box of Kleenex ready.
Okay. So, with
If you suddenly lose my signal, Kev, that's me rage quitting. All right. See, I can't flip the table, but I can pull out the internet.
yeah. All right.
If we're playing on Tabletop Simulator, you can
So-
flip the table.
Yeah, apparently.
Yes.
Oh man.
When I play on Tabletop Simulator, I end up underneath the table anyway, and I can't find my way back onto the top. I was playing Undaunted with my brother, and I ended up going off the edge of the table, and I'm going like, "Where's the board?"
Oh man. Okay, so
See.
what happens is, Kane, you leap up and you bring that hammer down on it. Would you give me a D20 roll, please?
Okay. Oh, that's a bit shat.
All right, so you hit this thing, and the cocoon with the triggering of your magical effect, it is completely annihilated. And that swirling vortex that was Shu just disappears.
Okay.
Two things happen, though. One is that cracks form across this entire thing, and you guys can start hearing rumbling from down here. The second thing is, Kane turns, and it's like seeing a ghost again, guys. It's the look that Jason had when he was gripped in Berserker Fury, because the second thing that triggers with this magic item is you enter a state of Berserker Rage.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Let's quickly take a look at what it's page 20.
Knew there had to be a catch.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've not tempted me to use this more, Kev.
Yeah, it's way
sat
better.
on this.
Just like,
Sat on this.
give more rope, give more rope.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man! All right, so
Oh no.
your attack rate, you got weapon mastery with this, so your attack rate, Kane, is now a 5-2, which means 2 attacks on odd rounds, 3 attacks on even rounds, plus 2 to hit and damage. You're immune to fire. You are frightening. You've got some extra hit points.
I've got more hit points, have I?
Yep, more hit points. You got temporary hit points equal to half your Constitution score. You can fight to as low as -3 hit points. You will not withdraw or surrender. You're immune to fear, charm, and similar things. And because there is, you'll continue to rage until you end. And each round, if you let's see. There's a 1 in 8 chance that you'll attack any living creature, and I think that's automatic with this hammer.
Well,
It's a
I haven't got a lot of hit points.
2
I haven't
in
got a lot.
6 chance. Well, you got half your Constitution and 10 hit points now. Your Constitution score, not your bonus.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a D2 or D6 roll, please?
A D6.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. A 1.
Shit. All right, so next round, you're going to attack your allies. So,
Okay.
and it's an even round, which means you will have 3 attacks next round, +2 to hit, +2 to damage.
I mean, I feel it's justified.
Wait, what?
So the whole ceiling is cracks are going through. You guys can picture this thing. This is the, like, how a movie tells you that something's about to collapse. Is rumbling through here.
Reagan, why did you bring those damn cocoons
And he
over
turns.
here?
All right, so then next up is Reagan. You're the closest target. What are you doing?
Try
Dying?
running.
Well, she has the warhammer that she was about to hit. I think that's about the only thing she could do.
Yep. Okay. Are you gonna hit Kane?
Try to knock him out. Do we have anybody who can bring him back?
We can just run. He'll follow
just
us.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
I mean,
yeah,
if I can connect with him, but from what I remember, he's got a really good armor class.
that's true. Let's run.
He's got a pretty good armor class, and he's got a fair bit of hit points, and he attacks really fast. I think we just run. That's what Zanico obviously doesn't say all that. He just sees the light in Kane's eyes and
No, I
says,
think
let's get out of here.
Yeah,
And he's going.
that's better. I think that's better. Yes.
So Reagan, you can move half your movement. This
Here's my
segment,
move.
this phase.
My movement. Hold on. What's her move? Her move is 30, so 15.
Okay.
Which is probably not fast enough. He's gonna catch her.
Okay. So Reagan starts moving. Then it is Zanico and Amar on moves. What are you guys doing?
Go ahead, Zanika.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Well, I didn't see that coming, I'll tell you.
Yeah. That's 3 times today. It's terrific. Even like, boy, I didn't see that happening. All right.
It's got your GM in it. It's finest, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, then it is. Okay, so Amar dives out the door. Then it is second phase, and I think all of you are moving on the second phase, so you guys can all move each other. And Kane, I think you're gonna be pursuing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I only did melee, so what should I do?
You should be moving after. You're trying to attack one of your allies, so you move half your movement this round.
Okay.
Actually, Reagan's hoping that when she goes through the door, it closes before he can get out.
What?
That those. Remember, she has the eggs.
Right. The ceiling is collapsing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't
that's
want Kane to die. We just want
That's-
him to
Oh, that's
have some
right.
time to wear off. So I think
Yeah,
the
that's
plan is run
Yeah.
off into the jungle with Kane following us until
Reagan, didn't you get
better.
the memo, man? Didn't you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
sorry
memo?
about that. I didn't know how quickly this would be collapsing. I thought we
All
had
right. So then, speaking of how fast it'll collapse, guys, who wants to? Let's see here. We'll start with. We'll go left to right here. Robert, would you kindly
Yeah.
give me
Will
a
shaking his head.
D10 roll? You want to roll higher than a 1.
Okay.
Pebbles and things are starting to crumble down. All right. Then that is the end of round 1. We're on to round 2. Now here's a nice thing, a little preview of what might be our Simba Room session, if that's what becomes thing. I don't have to roll dice anymore. Because, Kane, would you kindly give me, why don't you roll initiative, and Robert, you roll initiative.
Okay.
We'll first decide what you guys are doing. Kane, you're obviously attacking.
But then she needs to stay close enough to the door so that she just dropped the eggs.
There you go. See, I've done a good roll for you, lads. Looking after you.
Nice. So you need to, Robert beat his 1. Okay, you guys are up first. So go ahead, guys. Make your moves. Everyone but Kane moves first.
Yep. Reagan's going to go here and drop all the eggs, hoping that they,
So, I mean, she wouldn't have had them all sitting out in a cluster. So I think that's what the rest of her action is, unfortunately.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Then Kane.
But she doesn't want the door to close while he's.
Yep.
So.
Kane, can you get to Reagan with a charge?
That would be, so I'm 30, so what, 60 foot? Or is it 30 foot chop? Would it be 30 foot?
So first phase is 30, second phase 30, because it's double your movement rate. So yeah.
Yeah, you just move me, Kev, because I feel like I should be on autopilot, really.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack roll, Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn, where's my sheet gone?
You guys are now on the receiving end.
One attack.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So here's the downside. You guys are now on the receiving end of the lion's roar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will just be the great hammer.
Yep. And +2 to hit, +2 to damage, unfortunately, too.
But, oh yeah. Oh,
AC 6.
No.
Nice. It's almost as if he's fighting against it. So you swing and hammers against the wall. Kane, would you give me a D6 roll now, please, at the end of the round?
Okay, mate. A D6.
See if you recover. Fucking no. Another round. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Then Colin, would you give me a D10 roll? You want to roll a 3 or higher now.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. That's good to know. I will try and do that, Kev.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Wrong dice.
It's okay. Go ahead, roll.
Oops.
So
astonishing. Can we start? No, because
No, that's a D10 still.
I will. There's a pretty negative consequence for this. I'll let you roll Astonishing Fortune to re-roll that for sure.
Okay.
What is it? Because I mean,
this is whether the ceiling starts collapsing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah.
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 So I was just wondering about the narration there.
It could be that instead of it,
is Kane aware of this, or in his rage is he oblivious to it?
I think in his rage he's oblivious to this.
I think he is. Yeah.
But it could have been someone else who notices that. I mean, Reagan could have seen that as she's dropping down, seeing the first bits of like masonry and strange metal falling down. You see something hit Cassandali's body, and she's like, "Come on!"
Yeah.
Okay, so give us a D10 roll again.
Me? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we have allowed automatic successes, so we'll see. Oh, there you go. All right.
Okay.
So this is not collapsing this round, but Kane is still in the fervor or the pitch of his rage. Then it is next round. So
I'm scaring myself here.
Yeah.
Colin and Robert. Robert won last time, so you guys both, everyone declare what you're doing with your round.
I'm just trying to think how the heck to get out of this, because if she runs, he basically can attack her.
Yeah.
As she gets away. I think she's going to have to go full defensive. So.
I'll just...
Damn.
I don't know what that is on this, but.
Okay, so it's 2 attacks this time.
Okay, still.
Yeah. All right. Then it, guys, 6 for, so Kane, you just need to roll a 5 or less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so first up is melee, I guess, so really...
What full defensive is +2 to armor class?
I think so, yeah.
There's full defensive and then there's parry and block. Which are you doing?
The stay alive one.
Yeah, because dodge gives you a bonus to, or dodge is the full defensive one, and that gives you a bonus to your AC. But you can also parry and block, which gives you a bonus to your AC that is improved by your strength modifier to damage, but if Kane rolls a critical, he destroys your weapon.
I think she's going to go full defensive now until I can look up the rule, because that's what I was going to do.
So, Kane.
Yeah.
Make your first attack. Nice. Nat 1. Awesome. Wham! And then your follow through.
Does that mean he loses the next attack? It sounds like a fun.
No.
Come on.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, but it's only
11.
13. It's 13 damage. Don't you have DR, Reagan?
I do, and so that's -1, so she's at 1 hit point.
Okay. So she hammers you. Then
She's going, "Hey, it's me."
Was it something I said?
Okay. Then what about Amar and Zaniko? What are you guys doing?
Running.
Go ahead. Good luck.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
boy.
so that is a thing to ask about for the next couple of rounds. One of my cantrips can give a character a bonus on a saving throw. Could that give Kane a bonus to get out of his rage?
What I'll allow is if you use your cantrip for that and you spend a point of Astonishing Fortune, I'll let him basically roll 2d6 and take the better of the two.
Okay. So that's okay. So I'll tell Amar, I've got a plan, and I'm going to run around the corner and get ready to, as soon as he comes around, I'm going to try to zap him with it and give him a chance to.
Well, I mean, you can see he's got a target right now, and he seems to be beating the shit out of Reagan.
Yeah, but I think Reagan's a lost
I
cause.
think I'm going to charge.
Reagan's a lost cause. All right.
All right. No, that's good point. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up to here.
Okay.
And then next phase, I can move again and be within 25 feet of Kane and try.
Is there anything that would distract Kane away from Reagan?
And madness? Probably not.
Hasty cleric.
All right. So, guys, let's do this. Amar, what are you doing? Are you moving, or are you waiting to see what happens with your
I think
allies?
I'm going to start a charge.
A charge?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hit Kane?
That's my goal right now, is to charge Kane.
Okay. So then...
Those have to move with that. So.
Okay. So
Yeah, but I mean, the ceiling's coming down.
I know, but we've got to get... Amar's not going to leave anybody behind. Let me put it that way.
Leave no man behind. Leave no man behind.
Then it is the end of the round.
Is that the sound of a Bell Huey in the distance I can hear? It's a medivac.
Now, Kane, would you give us...
For those of us that moved, we only did one phase of move. Can we do our second phase move?
Of course, yeah, if you want to move closer, for sure.
Yeah. So that gets me within range.
Okay. Then, Kane, so you're spending a point of Astonishing Fortune. Give us a 2d6 roll. We'll take the better of the two.
Roll one of the two.
Sounds like I'm rolling for advantage in...
Yeah.
Don't tell Jeff. Don't tell him.
We're already so far off. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Oh my god. All right.
So hold the front page. Kane is a crazy man.
He's gripped in the... Yeah. Oh my god. All right. So, next round, what are you guys going to do? So let's everyone declare your action.
No, we got to get out.
This is a disarm is a feature in this game. Just FYI.
Reagan's got a staff of curing, but I don't think. But she has to drop that. Get that now. You know what? She hears the other people coming back, and she's just gonna.
Okay.
If he cuts him, if he gets her, then they aren't going to need to attack him.
Okay.
Well, if Amar's coming in, he'll probably hit Amar, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's a reasonable.
Yep.
Okay. Then, Colin and Reagan, Or Colin and Robert, go ahead and roll your initiatives, guys.
Okay. Although,
Oof. There you go.
Okay, Amar,
There
you're
you
up
go.
first. What are you doing?
I'm going to finish this charge directly into Kane,
Okay.
maybe. So that is just +2 damages. Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
miss.
Nope.
That's fine.
Well, at least he's got somebody else to strike at now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is Kane's. Is anyone else doing melee? Oh, yeah. So melee is Kane. So Kane, you got 3 attacks.
Total player kill.
A miss. A miss hit. So 15 points of damage from the one hit. You guys, it's almost as if he knows. Amar, you are deking left, then right, and bam, the hammer hits the ground. Bam, the hammer hits the wall.
There's a vestige. There's a vestige of the old Kane.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just trying to fight his will coming through again. I can imagine, like, maybe the hammers took possession of him, but he's.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, one thing I forgot too. Will, would you give us a D10 roll, please?
Oh Lord, I knew it was going to.
A look of anguish on his face. Anguish on his face.
Oh no!
Oh,
And we have no astonishing.
yeah.
Okay.
We used up our astonishing fortune to try to get Kane back. So
Okay, so then, I was just getting the
Which had really good odds.
Here we go. So then I
I
need
should have took that director up on the offer of a meeting.
Yeah.
Some guy called George Lucas, or don't know who that was.
Let's see here. I need a save versus. It's an avoidance save, I think, from each of you, please.
Okay.
You got to be kidding me.
Well,
Okay.
That's like my best save.
All right. So let's see here. Amar, you take 7 points of damage. DR will apply. Reagan, you 1 point of damage, but DR will apply.
Yep. So 0.
Okay. Kane, success. Kane,
Wow, blimey.
4 points of damage,
That's the first.
but DR will apply. And Zaniko?
oh yeah, avoidance save. Da-da. Nope.
Okay. Zaniko, you take 3 points of damage. DR will apply.
All right.
All right. So then we have, I think, magic is next for Zaniko. What are you doing?
I am putting a cantrip on Kane to reduce his attack rolls by 1 point, which is not a lot, but
We'll
you
take
know,
what we can get.
Every little bit. Okay.
every little bit.
And then it is Reagan. What are you doing, Reagan?
well, she does do run, but if she pulls away, though, he gets a free shot. So actually, she's not going to move right now.
Remember, she could have withdrawn, right? And move a third
That's
of her
right, yeah.
movement.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, she'll do that.
Okay.
Would I get a free shot even if I was fighting against a Mard? Is that how it works?
If she had run away, absolutely, you get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But she's done a withdraw to
Yeah,
intentionally.
no, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're at the end of the round. Kane, give us a D6 roll again.
Come on.
Come on.
Nice.
So here's what happens: is as you hit your ally, hit Amar, and like the first bit of rubble and whatnot begins to hit you from above.
Yeah.
There is a sudden. It's like a wash goes over his face, and you suddenly the full impact of what you've just done and what has happened hits you, and then I'm just getting back to the item again. What it says is, after the Berserker Rage ends, the wielder must rest for 6d4 turns, unable to do anything but stare at his hands in utter confusion and despondency. It's almost as if it knew what was going to be happening in between. So at the end of the round, you sort of like, the hammer falls limp to your side and you drop to your knees. But you guys, the rest of you guys, are free to act and free to interact with him without injury. So, guys, that is the end of the round. We're not going to roll initiative anymore. We're just going to go round per round. What are you guys going to do?
Reagan says, Bar, one arm, drag. Yep.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you two drag him. I'll grab the hammer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you grab the hammer. Would everyone give me another avoidance save, please?
Oh, hell.
Oh, boy. Well, yeah, Reagan might be out soon, so
Okay.
it's, let's see.
Zaniko, it's 7. DR applies. Reagan, 3 DR applies.
Yeah, but that's 2. Shit, I was wondering. I
Amar,
think I still
4,
have,
and DR applies. And then
she's down.
okay, so she gets and tries to help Kane out. His hit in the head, and drops down unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to talk about our resources, does anybody have any more? Because I gave my last potion of healing to Reagan when we were
She
fighting the
actually,
Legion.
that's right. She actually didn't use all of it. She used
I
2.
do.
She
I
still
do.
has.
Okay.
Yep.
She didn't
So-
use all of it? Okay, well then I'm going to, next turn,
She's
I'll rush
quite
over
light.
and-
You could toss her over. Like, both of you guys, all of your characters are quite strong as well, too. One of
Well,
you guys could grab
that's it.
Reagan. One of you guys could grab Kane and be sufficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
All
grab her, you grab him.
All right. So
Okay.
then, because there's no mortal wounds in this game, so you don't need to worry about. You'll be able to get her to a point where you can do that. So,
Kev, do you want me to make an avoidance roll even though I'm like passive, or do I just get...
yeah. So let you. I mean, you're still. It's sort of like the part of the dice roll is the.
So
the
it's
random.
luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Partly luck. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Eesh. So that is 7 points of damage. Full DR applies.
Has my temporary hit points gone away now?
Yes, it would have.
Okay, so right.
But I think that leaves you at 1, doesn't it?
Sort out my armor with you really, because I'm not sure what my DR. I've been doing a DR 1, but it might be 2. It was formerly 3.
Okay. This is a transition thing, so let's leave you at 1.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay.
all right. So you guys, we got Zaniko with his hand on the hammer. Amar is grabbing Kane. Reagan, you are. Reagan drops to the ground, but you grab Reagan, Zaniko.
Yep. I'm fireman's carry.
Okay.
Use the hammer under her legs to get her in the position, and then kind of roll over her to get her up on the shoulders like they do in movies.
Yeah, Amar, what is your movement right now?
My standard movement is 50. I'm
50.
sure it'll slow down carrying somebody.
Okay.
Especially if there's somebody's cane.
So so it's going to be 2 rounds for you to get out, and 3 it looks like for Zaniko. Let's just do
Yeah,
this.
mine was 40.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's have Amar give us 2 more saves, and Zaniko 3 more saves, please.
Yep.
This is just avoidance, right?
Just avoidance, please. Yeah.
Come on.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Dang, failed the
Okay.
last one.
All right. So then, let's see here. Nice, Zaniko. All right. So Amar, you take 2 points of damage, and then you take 6 points of damage. DR applies against both of those.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then we've got 1. Oh, the rest of you guys, I'm assuming the guys are like protecting your bodies as you're.
Oh,
running
right.
along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so Zaniko, the first one is it's 4, full DR applies. Second one is a 5, full DR applies. And the final one is a 5, full DR applies.
All right.
So then what we see...
Wow. Oh, Omar, I didn't see your hit points.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I'm at 1.
Well, yeah,
Guys,
that's what I'm saying.
So what happens is, and there you go. Get rid of that. Yes. You guys, as like the whole thing starts crumbling, you can't hear anything. You totally lose the sound of each other as this deafening rumble comes from below, and then a cloud of smoke or dust is coming up behind you. You get to the stairs, you go racing up the stairs with that cloud following you, and you get to the top level here and come running out into this bedroom, and you can hear the rumbling from below. And then there is a sickening kind of jerking as the tower lurches to one side.
Yeah, we got to get out of this tower, boys.
Okay. So, heading down. Fortunately, are you stopping to do anything, or are you just beating feet and getting the hell out of here?
Get out, man.
I don't know, Robert. What do you think? Should we bring back Reagan, or should we just run?
I would just say run at this stage. I mean, I can't say anything, right?
Well, no, but I mean, what I'm asking for advice from the character, what the character would want, because Zanico does have some knowledge of Reagan as a.
The character would want everybody to get out.
Okay.
Hold on. Does Zanico have was it Prayer for the Dying?
Reagan's already benefited from it today.
I've already benefited today.
Yeah, so he can't do. If Amar goes down, that's what I'm going to do.
All right,
I can do it on him to bring him back.
So the fortunate thing is, I think you guys can get out before Reagan hits -10.
Well, she's
not even bleeding out.
No,
right
she's
now.
minus
right, because she's only at -1. Okay, so then you're fine. Yeah. So guys, it is. Let's see here. Where is our outside? I think then, guys, it brings us to. We cut to outside of the tower as you guys come racing out.
And there's a kaiju.
Yeah, well, what you see is... That's not... What have I done here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, George, sorry, Mom.
It's not like a big billboard that says... See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, unfortunately. Everything collapses. The what do you call it? You guys go racing out, and then what you see as you step outside,
as the dust settles,
the whole like dust comes out of the front door. The whole thing lurches and goes to the side, and you guys come racing out into that clearing, that the cleared hill that you had seen before. But there is no final moment when it collapses. It goes on a strange angle. But a lot of you safely make it outside. And all you hear, once the tower sort of finishes its pitching to the left from where you can look, you can see, you can hear only the sound of the jungle around you. So... You stop. Now, give us a 6d4 roll there, Kane. Just to give a sense of how long it is before you kind of shake yourself free of this malaise.
6d4?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I'll give you a 5 and I'll give you another one after.
All right, so that's
19.
19, okay, so that's like 3 hours that he's kind of staring off, Nice. Yeah. And then, when
I could do with a 3 hour rest.
Unleashing the power of that hammer is just, it takes a toll on you.
Dang.
So, what do we see over that 3 hour period, guys?
Zanico's going to use Reagan's potion to get her back up.
Okay.
Okay. That's what, 1d8 plus 1?
Yeah.
For a sip, yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys?
Oh, nice. Okay.
I've got one of the potions. Actually, I've got 2 of the potions, but I'm going to go ahead and use at least one.
Let me see here. Is this? Oh, yeah, here we go, guys. Let's do this. There's Artair. It's been a while since we've been outside.
Yeah. Reagan is hoping that the all that damage didn't break whatever wards were holding Cavavencian.
Yep.
Okay.
Does anybody recall? Was that a symbols on the floor type of thing, or was
Yeah, I
that
think so. I think it was.
all right.
I think it was.
Okay.
So he's probably out.
So then, are you guys just hanging out near the tower for the time being, or?
I think Zanika will suggest that we move out of because there's that like dead zone around the tower.
Yep.
To move back into kind of like the jungle itself before we rest, but only go 20 yards into the jungle or something.
Sure.
So that,
So I think we're going to ask the magic users whether or not there's a reason to go back and try to.
So it's about rolled randomly to see what time of day it is. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. So when you first come out, so it is about. Hello, sweetie. Anna says hi. It's about 4:30. So getting later in the day when Kane, you shake yourself from your malaise, and you sort of realize, looking over at the now oddly pitched tower. The full consequence of what you did hits you.
Not tonight, Josephine. Not tonight. I've got things to. Oh.
So, guys,
what?
having defeated the master of the smoking tower, what do you do next?
We gotta loot, man. Where that fat XP at, yo?
I don't know. What do we? Zaniko's suggestion is, at some point we want to get moving, but it seems like we could stay. We could move a little bit away from here so that we're still pretty close to the tower for the next morning, and then put down a campsite essentially.
Yeah, I think we all need to rest. So
yeah.
What's what is Kane's recollections of all that? Kev is fully aware of what went down, or
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I think he's going to have to go over to Reagan.
Reagan's kind of anticipating this. So as he comes over, she says, "That was awesome. You took down Furka's Shood. He was going to kill us all."
He's just like nodding. He's like, "I don't know what to say, Reagan.
It's all right.
That's right.
We're here."
He's just like he just like he has to like. Yeah. He's anyway. Yes, he turn away. He's like
important thing.
Reagan says, "I was under a curse a lot longer than you. It happened, and what you did to kill him was to take him out. That saved us."
He just puts his hand. He just puts his hand on her shoulder, and he's just like. He says nothing, and like he just walks away into the woods for a little while. He has to you maybe hear a few shouts and a few maybe there's like a tree shaking and there's the sound of a few blows against the tree.
As long as you don't use that hammer again.
So what about the rest of you? Amar, Zanika, what are you guys taking away from this? Now you actually are finally free of the smoking tower.
Wow. Speechless.
So, Zaniko for a little while was pretty convinced that we were in purgatory, not the smoking tower. So he's glad to be out. I had the orb of Cassandali in my hand when it started. So can I see if is she still? I'll say something. Cassandali, are you there?
Hello, Zaniko. How can I be of assistance?
Well, I was a little worried that something might have. The tower. Kane smacked the egg with his magic hammer, and everything went crazy there for a minute. So it's good to know you're still around.
I am still functioning.
Yeah.
Though I have unfortunate news.
Mhm.
I will need to process a shutdown cycle, which will take 2 weeks.
Man, she just loves breaking the fourth wall, doesn't she?
All right. So with that, this seems like a good place to quit, so we can get some get this XP awarded, guys, and then we can maybe talk a little bit about what you guys plan on doing next. I guess you guys now find yourself in the jungle. It does appear that there was a kaiju on the horizon, and yeah, so
Fat loot. Fat loot.
yeah.
That fat XP, yo.
Actually, just out of curiosity, real quick, Kev, did we see the kaiju when we came out?
Well, you guys are on the ground now. You had to,
Oh, now we're on the ground. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Although that thing seemed to be close to what, like
40 stories high,
half a
maybe.
mile tall.
Just guessing.
Yeah.
Up from the depths, approximately 40 stories high. Breathing fire, standing in the sky.
Good chance. Good chance. I think, so 2 weeks from now will be 2 days before Kong versus Godzilla comes out.
Oh.
There ain't a dumbass little version flying about around it, though, is there?
Let's see here. Change. All right.
Because if there's Godzuki, I ain't playing.
Oh man, he throws down all of his hammers and walks off into the jungle.
That's it. Boom. And if I'm ever in a Scooby Doo game and you bust out that Scrappy Doo, same.
All right, so guys, let's see here.
Okay, Vaughn.
Maybe if you want my mute in there, Robert.
I think he already did.
Okay. Alrighty, so then, for that, there's no points of astonishing fortune left.
No, we burnt hell. We
They
burned
got
it down.
hosed. They
All
got
right.
burned.
And actually, you guys did manage to survive the encounter with Kane. Kane's level, what, 6?
Yeah.
You're going to get XP for that, too.
Woo, boy. The gift that keeps on giving.
I can't believe how many, failed, recovery
Hit rolls.
I figured, it'll go one round, and then,
Okay, yeah,
it'll be
yeah,
scary,
yeah.
and then that's it. I didn't realize you were going to murderize.
Keep it going, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did roll a bunch of misses.
Yeah, which is lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, that was clearly
Yeah, that
Kane
was a really good thing.
wrestling with the hammer.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, then for
It was pretty cool how it seemed to in the last round of his madness he seemed to be just about getting control of it, and then he snapped out. He threw all them
absolutely.
misses, and then it's weird how that goes.
I just love it.
You missed a lot on Reagan too, so the whole time.
Well, even your choice to use that specific item at the end there too, what a great way to have a more dramatic ending for the choking tower, the smoking tower, instead of you just defeating him.
Yeah.
We beat him. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. Just God, I love role playing games. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So then each of you. Oh, hold on. You also get 10% bonus. Each of you guys is walking away with
Cool.
2,887 XP.
2,800.
It's none too shabby.
2,887 XP. And I'm going to let... well, it'll be half of that for everyone. So, what is that divided by 2? Oh, shit. That's not right. 2, 887 divided by 2. Okay, we go. So, 1443. Okay. Excellent. So, guys, congratulations on seemingly defeating Furcus Shoot. And bringing...
Seemingly?
Seemingly. Damn lawyers. Damn lawyers.
Well, I mean, to all intents and appearances, it does seem like you've defeated him. And also the tower has not fully collapsed yet.
Yeah.
So
Another caveat.
Yeah. What it means is you guys could potentially go back inside. I mean, maybe a little wacky-shacky in there, but, you know. What better, more pulpy thing is there than a crumbling ruin? Then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 53 of our ongoing campaign, Reavers of Thule. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, the game we're playing, or the campaign in general, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also find a link in the description, or you can also, first off, you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server. You are more than welcome to join us over there. We have channels dedicated to this campaign, every other campaign we run on the channel. There's also a bunch of great other topics as well, too, including other streamers and other podcasters sections where you can find links to a whole bunch of stuff from Colin's YouTube channel, from A.K.A. Spoikpit's channel, his podcast, Arlen's YouTube channel, and his podcast, both called Pelham's Wasteland. You can also find a bunch of other great topics, too, like setting up virtual tabletops, selecting between them, setting up streaming, finding groups to play with, lots of amazing stuff. Most recently, interesting, we had one of our past regular players. He's offered to run some German games, translated German games. So there's a game I didn't know about before too, called was it Splitter Mund? Splittermond, which looks super
the cool art.
Yeah, very cool art. So lots of great people over there. You're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link in the description of the video to the Heroes Save Villages charity campaign that we run on the channel. That benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really terrific organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. To date, at time of recording, we have raised $70 shy of $2,000 from the generous donors and viewers and players. It is staggering how generous everyone has been. Our little way of saying thank you to that generosity is for having our first charity raffle on April 1st. That benefits the SOS. First off, every $25 Canadian that you donate gives you one chance to win one of the many prizes we have. The grand prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden box set. A phenomenal product worth $500 US at retail. They have very generously donated a copy to have us raffle off as our grand prize, and the second prize is a silver edition of Beetle and Grimm's Icewind Dale Rime and the Frost Maiden. It's everything that's in the original adventure, plus a bunch of additional cool stuff. There is also a copy of Son of Oak Studios' City of Mist starter set. There is also a chainmail dice bag. There is a dice tray. There's some cool OSR zines contributed by our buddy Jason Hobbs. There's a bunch of stuff from the Dungeon Musings Red Bubble Shop. So there's a ton of great and cool stuff you can win. You also get a chance to vote in what charity sessions that we will be playing. Our current voting is in process for the Dark Fantasy game we'll be playing at the end of April. So if you have made a donation so far and you want to have your say in what next game we play, head on over to the Dungeon Musings Discord server and to the Charity Initiative channel and find say which of the 4 games you want us to play. And then if you have donated, you can also hop on the week before and help outfit our heroes. You get to spend the dollars that you donated to help outfit our heroes with some amazing stuff. That's really made the difference in 2 of the charity sessions that we've played thus far. So, and we've had some really good response for that. And best of all, you get a chance to help out some kids who could really use some help too. So that is all good all around. Speaking of all good all around, I want to say a huge thank you to the players who joined me this fine morning or afternoon. So Robert, Colin, Will, and Arlen, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Congratulations on defeating
That was
the master
crazy, man.
Yes.
of the Smoking Tower. Amazing. I think you guys are all coming out having learned a little. Well, they're definitely changed in many ways, and great use of a terrific magic item. We've been waiting for 51 sessions to see what you do with it, and you did not disappoint.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it, man.
So then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining us during the current crisis, we hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we give you a few hours of time to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Thulean heroes keep getting themselves into. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Getting ourselves into.